this happen to my brethren? Locked in these cells, our thirst for magic will devour us.
It'll all be over soon, traitor. Lord Garithos plans to execute the lot of you at dawn.
Sunrise can't get here fast enough. These elves give me the creeps.
Don't worry. This prison was built by the Kirin Tor to keep their pets from getting loose. The elves' magic is useless inside those enchanted cells.
Greetings, Kale. I assume we're not too late?
On the contrary, Vash, your timing is impeccable. Once again, I am in your debt. But even if we free my brethren, there is nowhere to run. Garithos' forces outnumber us 10 to 1.
You stand at a dangerous crossroads. You can either stay here and be slaughtered by human hands, or choose a darker path to freedom.
What is this darker path?
In the city above us stands a portal, a gateway that leads to other worlds.
Yes, I know it. The Lich, Kel'Thuzan, opened it to bring Archimonde here.
Yes. My master Illidan awaits us on the other side of that portal. Lead your people to him, and he will forge you a new destiny. He will sate your people's burning hunger.
Side with a rogue demon, or lead my people to their certain deaths. There is no choice here, Bosch. We'll have to free my lieutenants first. They'll be able to rally the others while we assault the exit.
As you will.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne.
Yes,
Prince Kale, we knew you'd come.
We have a very special message from a very good friend to start us off today. It's from my good friend Arth, who says, "Hey Tori, Arth wants you to know that you're one of his best friends, and he's loved you for 10 years and will love you for the rest of his life, and hopes that you get to spend long, happy years together.
Shall be done."
Also that you're super nice. Folks,
Very good.
please comment that Tori is nice. All of you, everybody, you can comment on other things, but please, in your comments, include the words Tori is nice. We need everybody saying this, because Tori, as we all know by now, is nice. This is my favorite thing.
I'll do my best.
My favorite thing is now harassing people with niceness. Oh no, but Tori, you're great. Arth, you are too.
Stop him.
Also, we're going to stop this guard from hitting that lever. If he hits it 4 or 5 times, it will activate, and that will call in a bunch of really tough elite troops. So we banished him, and now we're kind of body blocking him from the alarm. I could have used mana, hitting him with spells while he was banished, but that's kind of a waste. We're going to run into a couple of situations like that where we have guards to deal with.
I sense powerful spirits stirring nearby. Arthas murdered a number of Archmagi when the Scourge ravaged this land. Now the wizard's invisible spirits can find no rest. Perhaps we should track them down and give them peace. I sense something elusive. Outstanding. I sense something.
So they just demonstrate how opening up the secret passageways work by standing on the runes. There's an invulnerable gate here that we can open up by placing Vash on one of the runes in the room and Kale on the other. This will open up the gate to one of these Archmages. We are absolutely not Conjurus Rex, a terrible name. We're not going after all of them. It's a waste of time. You get a decent item for doing it, but honestly, I just do not feel like it.
My people must be avenged.
There is another secret in this map that we are definitely going to get, though, because it's a very, very cool one, and something rather unique. Over here in this room, where we have a horde of the undead
Outstanding.
battling it out with a couple of prison guards, we're just gonna let them do their things, skulk on by,
It shall be done.
and let them kill each other.
I'll do my best.
Oh, we have a
Fled into these
couple
tunnels when we retook the city.
of undead reinforcements to deal with. Should have killed the necromancer first. This is okay.
My aid required.
We can even use our spellbreakers to take control of the skeletons that were raised by the necromancers. And because they're so weak and fragile, it actually will not take a whole lot of mana from the spellbreakers to assert control over them. And then all that's left over is one unholy frenzied abomination and a couple of crypt fiends and ghouls. Oh, there is one more A-bomb in the back. And our priest is way too close to the front lines for some reason.
We should move soon. Very good.
Okay, so now we have another captain to free and another unit who, once they recover their armor from the rack, will turn into, I think, an archer. This one is
Very good.
helpful because we're pretty low on ranged units, at least at the moment.
This is too easy.
And usually we'll get a lieutenant. Every time we free a lieutenant, we'll also get a couple of extra units from the adjacent cells.
The wall will release the creatures upon the guards.
So we're going to come in here and attack this switch. This will not summon guards. It'll do, as Kale says, release all the imprisoned monsters. And that will distract the human prison guards
My pleasure.
and let us pass by without having to deal with too much, except one footman who peeled off for some reason. And then if we had gone to grab the kind of inconsequential treasure that was nested between the two steel golems, they, I think, would have come to life. I'm assuming. And once again for this mission, we have Lady Vash, who is a neutral hero in the Frozen Throne, a Naga Sea Witch. And we started off with Forked Lightning and the autocast Frost Arrows, which consume mana, give her a little bit of extra damage, and a slowing effect on her auto attacks. And also, once she levels up, we'll get, the usual suite of new abilities as well. She's a mana shield, which converts damage into attacks done to her mana.
I sense something elusive.
And also, we'll be seeing her ultimate sooner or later in this campaign, along with Kale's.
It shall be done. Very good. Outstanding.
That is another gate and another set of runes. For one of the Archmages for the optional quests, we're not going to worry about that. Almost had to banish that guard.
Shall be done.
Got 3 out of the 4 attacks he needed to summon reinforcements, even though we have to go through this gate anyway. I think this is for yet another Archmage. No, there is one secret that I'm still keeping an eye out for. Haven't hit it yet.
Very good. My
We could go down the hallway, but I think these 4 footmen actually aggro once you engage some guards further down the hall, so we may as well take them out now, while they're in a smaller group and easier to deal with.
Is someone injured?
I sense something.
And this single priest is really putting work in, especially since we found that the mana rune on the other side of the bridge.
My pleasure.
Ooh, allergies are going nuts.
Done.
It's the only thing I hate about spring.
I'll do my
Well,
best.
that and shifting from nice,
pleasure.
cool, cold weather
I'll do my best.
to into the heat of summer.
Outstanding.
Oh, that transition's a killer. Up ahead, we have another lieutenant to free, and holy shit, lots of units. Luckily, I think our Blood Elves are still highly upgraded from the previous missions, where they were generally like 3/3s. That and funneled into a choke point like this, Forked Lightning and Flame Strike hit quite hard. Forked Lightning, by the way, is just a frontal, conal AoE.
Very good.
To see you alive, my prince. are your orders?
Hold up. Yes, my friend.
One more to go.
Of course. We should move soon. What's the holdup?
And we just
My
want to...
pleasure.
Oh, they even have the help me text over them. Recruit these 3. I think at least one of them will be an additional priest.
My pleasure.
And hopefully some extra ranged units. The tight hallway is not really conducive to melee units.
Outstanding.
Yeah, there's one extra. Yeah, excellent.
My pleasure.
Also, I think I miscounted. Another one of these rooms. We are actually going to take all the units back and hit H for hold position. And then bring Kale and Vash up, and they'll just speed this process along. We don't want our main forces peeling any of the units off and taking unnecessary damage. But from back here, we can just kind of help this along. The process of the humans and the undead thinning each other out. That is a decent mana investment, though.
My people must be avenged.
But we're not doing an LP. I would probably just go and grab some water from downstairs at this point. Wait for him to finish each other off. Can't do it quite that slowly and deliberately, though. Not a fan of the Banshee, because I would rather not get any of my stuff possessed. Now we can move in. This is almost perfectly timed. Took 1 or 2 auto attacks. Actually, the knight was cursed and he may have missed. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. So we're going to break this down and take Kale into this room. And the idea here is that there are 3 sheep
Very good.
and 3 buttons. There's a blood sheep, an inner sheep, and a cold sheep.
We should move soon. It shall be done. My pleasure. It shall be done.
If we hit these in the right order, that
pleasure.
gate above us will
It shall be
open.
done. My pleasure. Listen. It shall be done. My pleasure. It shall be done. I'll do my best.
So we just had to trial and error that out. And what is our reward? We can get up the hill. My mouse is kind of going.
Good.
It is the secret level power-up.
I'll do my best. Outstanding.
We have unlocked a secret level, which we will see at the end of this mission. Or rather, after it's over. Now we're going to go and attack this switch to open the gates up.
Prepare yourselves.
And that does count as the alarm being sounded, so we have some blue footmen who are a little bit stronger than usual. And because we're fighting them in an awkward spot, kind of in the middle of the ramp, we still have to deal with the uphill mischance as well. A little bit hard to get everyone through the doorway onto solid ground, or flat ground.
This is too easy.
And then lots of bullshit over here. We couldn't quite pull them all off, but Flame Strike does work here. Flame Strike and Forked Lightning put in the work.
Very good. I sense it.
Fortunately, we only have so many Spellbreakers. And did you see how much damage the Knight took from being banished and hit with the Forked Lightning? It was substantial. We get the 2 priests over here to finish him off while he's banished. Nah, never mind, it ran out.
Yes, of course. We should move soon. I'll do my best.
The blasted elves are free! We can't take them alone.
We don't have to. We can loose these creatures on them.
Outstanding.
I'm surprised that actually worked out without the monsters tearing them to shreds. So that big flesh golem, he is a problem. He hits very hard and he does shockwave constantly. And of course he can cast it while he is banished. It's the only thing he can do while banished. We need to make sure no one dies.
My people must be avenged.
Hopefully he does not decide to target this single lone unit with his shockwave. No, he's gonna go for the main group continuously. We have another one who's kind of low on health. He is changing targets a little bit, so I'm gonna move her back over here. Make sure the one survives. We get a Rune of Healing for that kill. That's the only iffy fight in here. So now that we've gotten through that, we are through the only hard part of the mission.
I am your servant.
If you lose some of your lieutenants or some of your other units leading up to that flesh golem, it gets a lot more difficult. Even if you only lose a few units en route to this part,
I'll do my best.
really need to be careful with the rest of the fights prior to this. From here on out, though, we could afford to lose some stuff. I don't necessarily want to, but if it happens, oh well.
Pleasure.
It's Kale.
We should move soon. Outstanding. I'll do my best. It shall be done. Outstanding.
You've gone as far as you're going to go, Prince Kale. Make it easy on yourself.
You served the Kirin Tor well, Kassan, but the old order has passed away. My people and I are leaving this damn prison, one way or another.
It's a shame to see a good wizard gone bad. Do what you have to do, lad.
I feel edgy.
It's fun to... Fundy?
Shall be done.
Oh, such wisdom. It's funny that they use the brigand model for the warden of the prison. And now we have a fairly big series of fights, but compared to the golems, it's not all that bad. Unless you barely made it out of the golem fight with units left over, which, I don't know, in my experience I find that either you crush that fight with plenty left over, or you don't win at all.
We should move soon. On with it. I'll handle it.
So by this point, you can actually pull both of you back. Whoa, this knight. Yeah, it should be fine. Maybe I want him attacking the Spellbreaker, though. Would be ideal. No, he does not want to break aggro on this lieutenant. There we go. Nope, 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 nope. Whatever.
I am your servant.
Fine.
Be gone, spawn of
This
darkness.
is why we have 2 priests now.
Very good.
And we're getting even more.
Move soon.
Perfect. We lost 1 unit so far.
Outstanding.
And that fills out the unit group completely.
Very good.
And then we'll have about half a unit group worth of units after we do this fight right here.
It shall be done.
We're getting close to losing another lieutenant. Hopefully I can avoid that. Luckily the knights finally broke the pursuit. Oh no. Oh well. Gonna have to deal with that loss, I think.
Yes, my friend.
No, not quite. Not quite. We're good. I'm focusing on this archer because of the mortar team. Huh, not bad.
What's the holdup?
We did lose that lieutenant, though.
Best.
Finally lost another one.
I thirst for magic. Shall be done. My pleasure.
We get to replenish really hard here, though. Even bunches of spellbreakers. So good.
Help me.
Let's set this new unit group up, and we are good.
Must be avenged.
Third priest, too.
It
We
shall
have
be done.
so much healing.
Very good.
Do
And now
you
the final
find
battle,
something?
which again, small space, big flame strike.
What's the holdup?
Really, really gonna wear almost all the units down. Flame strike's so good.
I feel edgy. I sense something elusive.
Yes, my friend. Of course. I am your servant.
Edgy.
Make sure Fork Lightning is always on cooldown.
Be quick, elusive. Time is mana. Leave it to me. The Blood Elves await.
What's the holdup?
Be quick. Time is mana. Watch and learn.
Move soon.
Oops, I didn't mean to get all of the spellbreakers there. Ah, that cost me one of them. And he is... Was that he was immune to spells? I couldn't directly target him. Oh, I had a sorceress who's not in the unit group somehow. Missed her. And once we finish the last unit in this group, we will be done with the mission. Then we can check that secret mission out.
It shall be done. Outstanding. Very good. My brethren are assembled, Bosch. Now all we need to do is reach this portal of yours.
Hold, good prince. We'll need to keep the portal open long enough to usher everyone through. But Garithos' forces will likely attack it before we can make our escape.
Then I will hold him at bay. I'll buy you all the time you'll need.
And that's not quite it. Secret level, The Crossing.
Quickly, my brethren, take your positions. Garithos' forces will be here any moment.
We have reached the portal, Kale. Now we'll attempt to open it.
Prince Kale, the other engineers and I helped to build Dalaran's original defenses. We could salvage materials from these ruins and construct whatever defensive towers you need.
Glad to hear it. You'd best get moving.
Blasted elves. I knew they'd try something like this.
Forget about those damn towers. I want that portal destroyed. Those traitors aren't going anywhere. Use these explosives on the portal. Whoever destroys the portal will be a hero.
We've done it. The portal is open. Let the exodus begin.
Well done, Bosch. If we build more strategic towers, we should be able to hold off Garithos' forces long enough for our people to get through.
You better be right. If the portal falls, none of us will survive.
So this secret mission is just a very long tower defense. We get a couple of Blood Elf engineers. We could start off by building either a rapid-fire turret style tower, like the arcane ones, or a boulder tower which does splash damage. So we are getting peasants wielding explosives streaming towards the portal. And we can build not on the purple, but on the grassy terrain.
Have it up in no time.
For this tower defense, we can also use Vash and Kale. Vash is especially useful because she has those frost arrows, so they can slow the passing units down and make them take extra hits from the towers.
No, not like that. Let me do it.
You get something very special at the end of this, so I'm not going to show the whole tower defense because, again, it is very, very long.
I'll have it up in no time.
But it's cool that they included this. What I will do, though, is just show a couple of waves of this. And then I will complete the rest off screen, and we will see the fruits of that labor on the next mission. Alright. So it just goes on and on like this. More and more varieties in the types of units that you go after, and you get to build different towers over time as well. But that's the gist of it. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.